Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kurt Nichols, the match director, and it is my distinct pleasure to welcome you to the inaugural IDPA World Championship here in Frostproof, Florida. Guys, we are going to have us a match, and thank you for coming. Woo! Yeah!
It's great to see all the different diverse shooters from all over the United States as well as other countries.
The IDPA World Champion. I love it. It's great. The shooting is great. All the sports, all the people here, it's great.
We now have members in the United States and 50 foreign countries. That being the case, we realized that we were getting a lot of interest in a world championship. So last year, we decided that since this was going to be the 15th anniversary, and since we had so many international members that were so interested, that we should do a world championship. So the quest was to find the right facility in the right location with all the stuff that we needed, like a good international airport, you know, lots of bays, really decorative, and that's how we ended up here. You know, we came and saw the Universal Shooting Academy facility, and being close to Orlando, which is a real good hub for international travel, you know, we decided this was a great place we could put a match on. Plus, we worked real well with Frank. You know, he was telling us how he was going to expand the size of the range, you know, which gave us a lot of extra bays and, you know, a lot of extra room to do things. And so we developed 18 bays and 27 stages and invited the world and said, let's go.
My name is Kurt Nichols. I'm the match director for the first ever IDPA World Shoot. We're here in Frostproof, Florida, a gorgeous location. We've got international competitors, I believe almost 150 from all over the world, and we are having a good time shooting today.
Here are your instructions for stage 10. Vickers count. 15 rounds, 5 targets. You begin on the audible tone. Your last shot ends the stage. Your starting position is as Rick is, lying flat on your back, your hands interlaced behind your head. Your loaded firearm and any reloads are going to be on the table. At the tone, take your feet. Recover your firearm and your reloads. Proceed down the hallway. There are 5 targets in this stage. You are to engage them with 3 rounds each. In tactical priority, use all available cover. Thank you. Cuando listo, indica. Es listo. Sí, acabó. Abre. 1380. Cierra. Tire. Funda. Clear. Paste them.
We are 14 from Costa Rica. We have the Costa Rican team shooting and a couple more guys, and we're doing great. Love to be here.
Well, this is the IDPA World Championship. It is our inaugural World Championship. IDPA has been growing for a number of years. This is actually our 15th anniversary year. So with that in mind, and with the number of new members that have come on board with the sport in the last several years, we thought it was important to actually make that next step. We've had a national championship for every year up to this point, and it was just a logical next step to make this sport grow and continue.
My nickname is Honey Bunny, and I think nobody knows exactly how I get this name, but the thing I remember, and people was telling me, it's a couple of years ago in a match, somebody get mad with an SO, and just I come spontaneously saying that, hey, Honey Bunny, take it easy. And he get mad at me, and then he start calling me Honey Bunny, and I call everybody Honey Bunny. And now I'm not Tony D anymore, I'm just Honey Bunny everywhere.
All right, gentlemen, this is a Vickers count stage. It is 16 rounds minimum. You will need your concealment garment to run the stage, all right? The scenario is you're in an out-of-town IDPA match. You're walking down your hotel hallway when suddenly you hear screams coming in from the room next door to you. You notice the room door is ajar, so you push it open, and bad guys are inside that wish you harm. Handle it, all right? Your start position will be with your strong hand very gently above the logo. Please don't touch it, don't push it. After 3 days of rain, it's very, very touchy, all right? You'll just wait right there on the start signal, give it a gentle push, and it'll open for you. You don't have to help it. If you go too hard, it opens the other door down there, and then we have to give you a reshoot, and believe me, the reshoot gods have not been kind this week, all right? Once you get the door open, you'll find that there are 3 targets inside the room. Each target requires 2 hits. Just so you know, cover changes as you engage them. I'll be looking at cover right here, and right here, all right? Any revolver shooters? Okay, good enough. We won't worry about it then. We're going to be proceeding to the next door. If you decide you would like to do a tactical reload as you move from this doorway to that doorway, that's fine as long as I see 1 full step before you reach and pull a magazine or before you hit the button on the gun, all right? As long as you've taken 1 step, I'm going to consider you behind cover, all right? And you can do that on the move as you come down here to the door. You've now arrived at your room, room 469, and you're going to go in because you hear sounds in your room as well. You can enter this room from either side of the doorway. I really don't care. It's up to you. If you do decide to do it from this side, please be aware of where your muzzle and your hand are located. Let's make sure we don't have anybody sweep themselves as they try to open this door. As you then open the doorway, you'll notice there are 3 more targets in there and a no-shoot. All right, cover, cover, and cover. Typically not too big of a problem. However, if you decide that you're going to open it from the other side, where my problem has been, is folks come up to the doorway, they use that weak hand, and then all of a sudden, look what you have. Your feet are all way exposed to that first target. So make sure you get your feet all the way back before you engage that first target, all right? Now, after you've engaged these 3 targets, you're going to advance into the room and step on the activator. That activator is going to activate an out and back target down there behind the armoire. All right, you come in, step on the activator, and there comes your target, requiring 2 rounds. Now, for engaging that target, as long as you are standing on the red activator, I'm going to consider you're behind cover, all right? If you cross the activator and come out to here, now you've exposed yourself because I've got another target that you've got to finish right here through the TV stand. So you've broken cover at that point. As long as both feet are back here on the red activator, everything is good. Same thing when you turn to engage this target. Again, if your feet are on the activator, while it might be just slightly out, I'm not going to worry about it. As long as you're here, cover's good. If you step down to here, we've broken cover. Shooters ready. Stand by. Cover. Cover.
My name is Jerry Biggs. I'm the Assistant Match Director for the 2011 IDPA World Championship. My job here is to do pretty much everything that the Match Director, Kurt Nichols, doesn't want to do. Usually though, my primary goal is to make sure that we have all of the stages prepared before we come here and get on the ground at the Universal Shooting Academy in Frostproof, Florida. Making sure that the stages are legal per the IDPA rulebook. Making sure that the safety officer assignments have been made and that we have sufficient staff to run the stages safely and effectively, and to make sure that all of their needs are taken care of. Because without the safety officers being able to work effectively, we will not have an effective match.
I'm glad to see what IDPA is trying to do. I'm glad to see that we have foreign competitors coming to the U.S. so they can see what we're doing, what equipment we're using. We can see what equipment that they can use, because all the international laws are different in regarding firearms.
IDPA it's a practical sport. All the equipment we use is equivalent to what you're going to carry on the street. You carry it from cover. You wear cover garments, and your draws and reloads are all from that. Scoring system is very accurate, I think. It does a very good job of balancing accuracy and speed. You're losing half a second. Your score is your time, period. You lose half a second for a round just outside of your down zero zone, and a second and a half for an outer edge hit. And that equates really well. So it's a little more slower based. You have to be a little more accuracy oriented in IDPA versus USPSA. But it applies well to self-defense. I mean, I've been a police officer for 8 or 9 years, and if you can do well at this, you can just crush people anywhere else. You go to a law enforcement training school, or military type training school, and because it's practical, it goes hand in hand. And most of these guys, you go to these places, they haven't shot this type of thing. So if you're even an average to slightly above average shooter in IDPA, you will just crush everybody else. I mean, that's probably the coolest thing about the sport, in my opinion.
Stage 14, knife attack. Scenario, a man approaches you in a parking deck and you let him get too close. Suddenly he pulls a knife on you and attacks. After handling the immediate threat, you realize he's not alone. Retreat to the elevator while defending your life. Starting position, standing at P1, facing uprange. Hands at sides, gun loaded and concealed. The procedure, at the signal, pull the activator down, turn, then draw and engage S1 while backing up to cover at P2. While continuing to back up to cover at P2, engage T4 with 3 rounds each from the left side of cover. Come in here and take a look at it. It's a little bit unusual. T4 is behind the steel plates. Those plates will move out of the way if you hit them, or you can shoot in between them. 3 rounds on all paper, 1 round, and you have to knock the steel off.
¿Y si le pegas los platicos? Plático, solo uno por... ahí. Si le pegas, es error. Aquí, it doesn't matter if you hit the steel here.
You can hit the steel, but it'll probably be a miss.
Okay. Yeah.
And so if you hit the steel, you should probably shoot again.
No tengo que pegarle los platos. No necesario. Pero si le pegas, ¿qué pasa? 3 por...
If you're done, reload. Reload. Holster. 26-63. Reload, please. Reload. Ready? Stand by. Done. Reload. $22.03.
22.03. 1 procedural.
The World Shoot this year was the first one, and they definitely did a great job on it. Courses of fire were outstanding, high level difficulty. Did everything from up-close fast stuff to very accurate stuff, so I think they did a great job. They really nailed it for the first time. At the World Shoot here, we had a real mix of people, anything from people from Costa Rica, Venezuela, Italy, Romania. There's, you know, the best part is we're all like-minded individuals competing in the same sport. So you had some people that were competitors just out to win, and other people that do the concealed carry, and that's what they're trying to get out of it, is to get their skills better for carrying a gun concealed that they actually carry every day for self-defense.
This World Shoot was one of the toughest IDPA matches, if not the toughest that I'd ever shot, actually. Just a lot of swingers, and you know, swingers can be a lot of different ways. The swingers were set up to where they weren't just one exposure. A lot of them were set up to where you had to shoot at them during the full swing, and there were obstacles, and a lot of them where you look at it and you're like, oh, you know, this could go good or it could go bad. You know, you're shooting bullets through clothing, through partially barrels or metal rods or wood, and I'm always looking for a way to shoot consistently. And on some of these stages, they were kind of scary because you could shoot it a couple different times and shoot in the same spot and maybe have a little bit of a different result. So in that regard, I think it was one of the toughest. You know, it was one of the most as well. The round count was, I'm not sure what the round count was, I think probably ended up being around 300, which was a lot, probably the most of any IDPA match I've ever shot. You shot on 2 days, and you know, just the intensity of it all, being the inaugural World Championship, and it was probably the toughest, one of the toughest matches I've ever shot in IDPA.
Stage 25, wrong neighborhood. Vickers count, 17 rounds. Concealment is required. You're on your way to an IDPA sanctioned match. Your GPS has you going through a bad part of town when you have a flat. As you fix it, a punk walks up and attempts to rob you. Unfortunately, he also has friends. All right, your starting position. Here at P1, with your tire iron in both hands, here, slightly bent over. At the signal, you'll drop the tire iron, draw and engage T1 with 2 rounds while moving to cover. If you choose to shoot over the top, this target here, T2, must be shot next because he's your next threat. That is if you choose to shoot over the top. After that, everything on the back row is equal distance and can be shot in any order. Again, this is only if you shoot over the top. You can shoot this stage many different ways. You could slice pie around the window. You could take a knee here, shoot over the top of the hood, shoot over the back, use this as cover. Basically, the whole car is cover. You must use cover to engage every target, except T1. All right, got Gary Fry back there. He will show you the swinger. Everybody look downrange and watch the swinger. Nice lazy swinger. All right, after you're finished engaging all those, you'll move to P2. You've got 2 more targets at P2. 2 and 2 from cover.
Can go around the target, right? Yes. Everyone else has. How old are you?
When you say 14, 15. 4, 1, 5.
You confused me there for a minute.
You're the fastest I've seen by
Was I just down 1? Was I just down to 1?
I think so.
Okay.
How'd you do? Good job.
Good for first run. Kind of hard to tell. I didn't really see what everybody else did. I think I was down 1. It felt really kind of really weird first stage, kind of choppy, but I think it was good though, so we'll see how it goes.
Got to get those jitters out, so it's one of the ways to kind of make that happen, get it started right.
This is the first time this match has been held, and we're certainly proud to be a sponsor of IDPA. In fact, we've been sponsoring IDPA matches for quite a number of years. It's a very addictive sport. It certainly helps you get the adrenaline rush in the morning, and we all become addicted to that. If you don't shoot the sport already, it's a great way to get all those cool toys out of your vault at home and come out and have a great day.
It was a great idea to organize, to put on a world championship for IDPA. This is the first edition at all, and it's very exciting to be here.
It is absolutely fantastic. The last 3 stages we just shot have been the most fun. Every stage has been challenging.
Starting positions. Facing P1, one arm's length, hands at sides, gun holstered and concealed. Procedure at the signal. Engage T1 with 6 rounds while backing up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay. Sí, 6 hacia atrás por el hueco. Yep, in the hole. Yep.
Yes, no, anywhere.
Okay.
We're going to score them no matter where they are. The hole is just a convenience.
Por el hueco vale 0 y 1 y 3. 1, 1, 3. 0. Y 0. Yeah.
If you're done, unload and show clear. Let me see. Slide forward. Hammer down. Holster. Range is safe. 407.
407.
Down 0.
0.
Okay, unload and show clear. Slide forward. Hammer down. Holster. Range is safe. 4.59.
459.
Down 0. Slide forward. Hammer down. Hold. Range is safe. 246.
246.
Down 1.
1 point.
We've always had a number of foreign competitors that came to our national championship. They've kind of looked at it as the world championship for the sport. This year, that number was greatly increased by just simply stepping up the match. And over the last several years, just in general, the amount of foreign competitors that we've had enroll in the sport has just been phenomenal. We've jumped from about 21 different countries in the last 2 years to, I think right now we're about 59 different countries with members in them.
IDPA started in 1996 with the Columbia Conference, the Columbia Invitational. At that point, when Bill and John Sale and Larry Vickers and Ken Hackathorn and Walt Roush and Dick Thomas got together, they really thought that if the sport ended up to be about 5,000 members, it would be a success. Well, 15 years later, we're now at 18,000 members, the U.S. and 50 foreign countries. I think it's going a little beyond what they thought was going to be successful. Hopefully, in another 15 years, we'll have 50,000 members. I think that we haven't done as good of a job as we should have getting the idea of IDPA as a practical reason to use your self-defense gear. I think we haven't done a good job of getting that to the concealed carry market. And truthfully, that market is the biggest market out there. I mean, looking at gun sales over this last couple of years, you know, lots and lots of new people are buying guns that never were interested before, and they need a practical reason to be able to go out and learn those handgun and defensive type skills that they may use to save their own lives. So I think IDPA is a perfect fit for that, and we just need to get that word out there and go from there.
Concealment garment is required to shoot this stage. You will start with your loaded gun in this bag. All your spare ammo will be on your belt as normal. You will start the stage squared up on this pepper popper. This ain't square, this is. At the start signal, knock down the popper. Take a knee, get your gun, and shoot each target with 2 rounds in tactical priority. That's near to far. The swinger array and the target to the far left are all equal. Then John May's target is next. Me and Jim Hewins are next, we're equal. Then Larry. Tom is last. Stand by. Thank you, sir. Close and holster. That's why I've been very specific about which one you target shoot in what order.
IDPA is not a fancy sport. I've always believed to a degree IDPA works at its best when it's somewhat basic. We're not here to impress you with fluff and pretty. We've got some of that because it's the first ever world, but just for the pure difficulty of the match, I'm a master class shooter and this match tore me up. Quite frankly, we decided it was a world shoot and we were going to push the shooters. We've drastically improved shooting skills across the U.S. From when I first started doing this years and years ago, it's quite obvious the lessons we've taught people have sunk in. They've learned how to use their gear, they're a lot better shooters, they're a lot more competitive, and this year we decided to take it to another level, and I think it's reflected in the scores.
Some of the courses of fire, I would say the majority of the courses of fire were very easily understood in respect to the procedures and how they needed to be shot. But the level of difficulty definitely made itself known as you were shooting the individual and respective courses of fire.
Start position seating in the rear of the boat, holding the fishing rod with both hands out the right side of the boat. Gun is loaded in the tackle box. Concealment is required. Scenario: the Somalian pirates have given your local thugs an idea for making a quick buck. You and your buddy are enjoying a relaxing day drifting down the Skeena fishing. You've just set your hook into a record red when the pirates suddenly peer off the bow. On the signal, set the hook to activate your buddy. Remove your gun and engage each target 3 rounds each in tactical sequence while seated. Don't hit your buddy. Stand by. Standing in position 1, hands naturally at side, no concealment necessary, 6 rounds only in gun. This is a standards drill. On the signal, engage T1 through T3, 2 rounds to each body in tactical priority. Reload, 1 round to each head in tactical priority. The clay must break to score. Sometimes it's just a hole, we'll let you know, or it'll shatter either way. Shooters ready. Stand by. Unload, clear.
A little slow. Just really bearing down on the accuracy, I think just a little too much. I hope it balances out.
Stage 27, 2 targets, minimum 6 round. On this one, starting position is arm's length from the ATM, arms relaxed at your side. After finding a rear gun at a local gun show, you step out to the ATM to pick up extra funds. Unfortunately, a couple of thugs follow you out. Procedure: on signal, engage T1 and T2, either order. Either one can be T1, the other one can be T2. With 2 rounds each in the lower scoring zone. Then re-engage 1 each in the head zone, the upper scoring zone. Any questions on that? Is the shooter ready? Stand by. Nicely done.
468.
Slide forward, hammer down, go ahead, holster. Range is safe. Is the shooter ready? Stand by. This is starting position 1, or shooting position 1. Behind the booth there is shooting position 2. Starting position is standing at P1 with your takeout bag in hand, both hands, gun loaded and concealed. Again, you can hold it with just your fingers, you can hold it with your hands, but it's both hands have to be on the bags, one way or another. The scenario is you are picking up a takeout dinner at a Venezuelan restaurant when you get caught in a robbery. The gang starts shooting. The people waiting for a table have jammed the door, so you have to take cover anywhere you can at a booth. Now, if you could clear a path a little bit here as we demonstrate. At the signal, you drop the bag, beep, engage T1 through T3 while retreating. 2 shots each in any order. Equal threats, any order for these 3.
If I make it to cover before I'm done?
Before you're shooting them all, you can do it from low cover. Once you get to the low cover, you must take low cover.
Okay, that's fine.
Does the knee have to be on the ground?
Yes. Low cover
If I
includes
get
knee on the
here
ground,
before
yes.
I finish the 6th shot, I got to take cover.
Okay, thank you.
Any IDPA legal reload is allowed. You may use either side of low cover. You cannot shoot over low cover. So either side, you can do it all from one side, all from the other side, or some from one side and some from the other. Depending on which side you're going to come out is depending on which sequence of targets. But when you get to the one where our lovely assistant Steve is standing, it takes 2 shots to engage these targets. Whether it falls on the first one or not, it takes 2 shots. Then you can proceed to the up and down. So bang, bang. And then if you need to, you complete the rest of the targets. Any questions? Top off, do not empty.
Felt good. They were down 3 out there, but what am I gonna do?
Oh, I didn't get the mag in. Didn't get the mag in my pocket, but since I didn't leave the position, it was no big deal. Just pick it up when I'm done. There's no procedural, so worked out okay.
Enjoy the rest of your match. Thank you. Thank
you. Not too bad. I was kind of scared of that, the bobber in front of the no shoot there, so I held a little high and threw 2 down on that. It should have been a 0, so it cost me about a second. But yeah, still trying to find my groove here. But we'll see what the rest of the day has.
I had a 3, which is not like me. I usually get pretty close to 1s or 0s the whole time, but overall a little bit shaky, but it's a long match. We'll settle down.
Stage 3 starts here, loaded to division capacity. It's a 12-round limit or 12-round Vickers count stage. On signal, draw your gun, begin advancing through the stage. You will see targets. T1, T2, followed by T3. You see it through the window. It must be engaged through the window. If you bypass it, it is a procedural. One of the very few ways to get a procedural on this stage. As you advance further, you see T4, followed by T5. And all the way around here, you'll see T6. T6 must be engaged from the left side of those trees.
Okay.
You also notice you see T3 in the background again. At this point, you may re-engage that target if you so choose. Okay? That's the end of stage 3.
Standing by. Here we go.
$16, $17.
6 rounds minimum, also Vickers count. Start loaded to capacity, holstered and concealed. Start position, hands palms together, wrists on the bowl of the sink. On signal, turn, then draw. Engage each target with 1 round to the head in tactical priority. Your first 2 targets are equal threat. The second 2 are another equal threat. The third 2 are another equal threat. So left and right, begin how you choose. Just take them in ranks as you go back. You may make up a shot at any point. See, if you see it when you first hit it, you can hit it again, or you can pick it up on the way back. Your choice. Any questions?
No questions.
One final thing, this is a single headshot only. A miss is a -5 and a failure. So keep that in mind.
Palms together. Shooter ready. Stand by. Unload and choke clear. IC clear. Hammer down. Holster. Range is safe. Okay. 8-4-1-0 down. 68. Okay, show me an empty gun. Okay, stand by. Holster. 748. 0, 0, 0, 5. 5. Good job.
At the Chrono Bay, I got set up hook, line, and sinker based on what was explained about the amount of surface area on your team shirt for advertising, and they had a breakdown of the percentage versus square inches. I got sucked right into it.
So we'll start with Dave, since you're the first shooter. Why don't you take your vest off?
That's an awful large mass you got to scan.
Just stand around and put your hands on the table.
Oh, assume the position.
Yeah.
You've been there, Andy. Oh, you're using gloves. Cool.
All right, let's see here. No, that's too much. I'm sorry, Dave.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
So what's the deal?
Well, you know, it's a DQ, and I get to forfeit me your gun.
I'm hosed.
Yeah. No, I get to keep the gun though.
I'm really hosed.
I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that to you. That was my timer app on my iPhone. This isn't true.
Oh. You can breathe. Okay.
Sorry.
And it definitely, it was a good one. It got me. Okay, welcome to Stage 5, Shotgun, sponsored by Predator Tactical by Matt Burkett. This is a 17-round Vickers stage, 8 paper targets and 1 pepper popper. The scenario is you are attending a sanctioned match out of town with a buddy. You leave the hotel to head down to the street to grab a bite to eat when a shot rings out and hits your buddy. You look down at him, and when you look back up, a thug has a shotgun standing in front of you. You have no choice but to engage in a desperate move. Starting position is at P1. Weapon loaded to division capacity, holstered,
concealment required. Stand in front of the shotgun, centered up on your chest about 4 inches away. You'll parry the shotgun with your weak hand. In this case, we got one left-hander, so we're going to start with him. You'll parry with your weak hand by coming under the shotgun, driving it to the right, and you get that. You'll engage T1, T2, and T3 with 2 shots each while we're proceeding to P2. P2 is low cover. One or both knees must be on the ground. At P2, you have a decision to make. You can go for the sniper, which is the pepper popper. To perform the CPR maneuver, you go ahead and ground your weapon on the shelf with both hands onto the red board, press down, and you get this. You may engage the targets in any order you see fit. Again, 2 rounds on paper. However you think you can make them work.
Shooter ready? Stand by. Okay, stand up for me. One shows clear. Light forward.
Had a little pause at the initial action of sweeping the shotgun out of the way and drawing my pistol. I was actually surprised a little bit. I mounted my gun so quick, the targets hadn't started moving yet. So it kind of put me off just a little bit on my following setup for the remainder of the array. And my concern was being a little too far back in respect to maybe getting a cover call on the rest of it. But I really couldn't, I was already committed. So I shot the rest of it. It went as smooth as it could have possibly went on my side of it, other than the setup, and I got away with it. So I'm real happy with that. Points-wise, I was down 3 points overall. And this is the monster stage for the match. This is the most complicated course of fire out here. So I'm real happy with this shoot.
I do really well. It was a challenge stage. It was fun. You have to move, shoot, see your target, so it's fun. It's a nice stage. Oh, it's been great. We had a little bit of rain, a little bit of sun, humid. It's perfect, you know. We had a little bit of everything. It's IDPA, so it's challenging.
Oh, I've been an SO now for about 9 years. I've SO'd major matches, state matches, and just countless club matches. This has been an experience because there's so much, this is a rather elaborate stage, so there's a lot to do here, and lots to watch because there's a lot of action.
The SOs at the match were a mixture of international as well as American ones. They tried to draw the best that we've had to have a lot of experience. Overall, I think they did a fantastic job. They put up with a lot of adverse conditions as far as weather, between the rain, the heat, the humidity, but yet they still welcomed you with open arms to their stage, explained what they wanted you to do, and in most cases, they did make fair, just calls for everybody.
SOs, overall, outstanding. Quite a few people here for the match. The match has been running now for approximately about a week.
The SOs, we had some great SOs here, experienced ones. Basically, when you come to something like this, you should be like a major league umpire, the best of the best when you come to something like this.
The SOs in this match are the persons who make this outstanding result possible. I mean, they are the only people who was dealing with the shooters, and they are the first hand, especially with international, from the first impression they get from IDPA in this match. And they work really hard. I mean, the conditions, the rain, the weather, the heat, long hours working, days finishing at 7 o'clock at night. I mean, being here at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, and they was right there, no problem. And they really get the idea about, in this match we was selling entertainment, and they just was the best vendor we have. I mean, they was just giving exactly what they want.
IDPA, as a rule, has become, the matches have become, the stage designs have become much tougher, I've seen in the last few years, last 3 years particularly. This match being a great example of that. There were more technical target presentations, more swingers, more up and down type targets, very, very quick targets, and if you were out of position, you would miss those targets. So this was a great match.
Your starting position is standing, as Rick is, with your hands naturally at your sides, your gun loaded and concealed. Loaded to division capacity. On the tone, take one full step back and engage targets 1 through 4 with 1 round each in that order. And then engage target 5. Then engage target 5 with 2 rounds. That concludes the stage.
Shooters ready, stand by.
Welcome to the first IDPA World Championship. This bay is sponsored by Montana Gold Bullets, Inc. This stage is named 3 the hard way. Starting in position 1 with wallet in weak hand, gun loaded and concealed. Scenario: you bought gas, but the pay at the pump feature is broken. You're walking towards the door of the gas station to pay when 2 thugs demand your wallet. You start to back away when they produce knives. Procedural: at signal, while retrieving to cover, P2, either one. Engage T1 and T2 in tactical sequence with 2 rounds each to the lower scoring zone. Then re-engage T1 and T2 with 1 to each head. Wallet must be held for all shots on T1 and T2. Then it may be dropped. Engage T3 through T5 with 3 rounds each. You must use cover once P2 is reached. All shots are fired from within the barrel. Anything outside of the barrel does not exist. If you shoot a popper and goes bing, doesn't fall, keep engaging it. It might be a low shot. We'll determine if it's a popper or not. Set pretty light. It's good. Any questions? Yes, sir.
Can I put 2 hands on the gun as long as I hold on to the wallet?
As long as you don't drop the wallet, it's okay.
Okay.
All reloads are done from behind cover. Stand by. Top off?
Tougher than it looks. And it looks pretty tough. Between moving, doing headshots, the 2 swingers coming out from the 55-gallon drums, really tough. Don't have a lot of target, really quick exposure, so it's really one of those survival ones. So.
Hang on. For what? It's empty. Slide lock.
Yeah, you gotta start and finish your reload behind cover.
Oh, Jesus, man. Okay, man. One of those Brainiac stages where you've really got to pace yourself mentally and physically. Everything went super smooth right up until the point, I run a slide lock. And from a work standpoint, I mean, the instant you run to slide lock and realize it, you initiate that action, you initiate that load. And that was the procedural. I didn't wait. I ejected my magazine on the ground. In my mind, I'm good, but I should have done it at cover. It's the way it shakes sometimes. That's why, being in an industry like I am, with my work background and experience, it bites me on the competitive side of the house sometimes. It's just the way it is. No big deal. Now I got to make it up. Now I'm really behind the power curve. I got to turn and burn.
Right now there are a few females in the sport. I don't think there are as many. When you take in comparison the other sports, they have a lot more females in the ratio. I think it is rapidly growing though for females. I think a lot of women are getting more involved. There's a couple that really kind of inspired me personally that make me want to help other people because they did the same for me. So I really encourage women, and I like to see them out here. And it's very cool seeing them come from other cultures, knowing that they get some of the same opportunities we as Americans do.
Starting position, standing with both hands on backpack, gun loaded and concealed. Scenario, with the economy in shambles, it's a good thing that you had been investing in gold. Too bad you need to turn some of it into a new car. Unfortunately, the buyers are not who you thought and plan on taking your gold and leaving you dead. Procedural, on signal, engage T1 and T2 with 3 rounds each in tactical sequence. Drop the bag, 3 rounds each, tactical sequence.
Ready. Stand up.
Okay, so here at the inaugural IDPA World Championship, I think I did pretty decent. I had one stage that pretty much ate my lunch, but other than that, I'm pretty much pleased with the way everything went. Great stages, just a real good positive experience.
I came to this match, the IDPA inaugural world match, because I knew it was going to be very challenging, and I know they was going to pull all the stops out at this match, you know, with different types of props and movers and swingers and stuff, and as it turned out, they did. They pulled out the stops on this match.
Gentlemen, scoring is Vickers. Round count will be 16 minimum. Targets, 7 IDPA targets plus 2 steel. Start signal is audible. Stop is last shot. Stage designer is IDPA Italy. Start position will be seated at table with a holster in both hands, gun and magazines on table under towel. The scenario, you are set up at a small local gun show selling a few unused parts when a local gang barges in, intent on stealing some guns. A gunfight breaks out and you defend yourself. Procedure, at the signal, uncover gun and engage T1 and T2 with 2 rounds. Then engage Pepper Popper 1 and Pepper Popper 2 until down. Then engage T3 through T7 with 2 rounds each. T3 through T7 are equal threat. All shots must be taken from the seated position or from low cover. All shots must be taken from the seated position or from low cover. Anywhere up and down through there, 1 knee on the ground is low cover. Or any combination thereof. The back row are equal threat, so however you want.
Give me a head nod whenever you get ready. Shooter takes ready, stand by.
Okay, I see clear. Slide.
Holstered up, ready to stay. 1, 3, 3, 4.
Oh, hell! I had a down 3 on the far left far right target. So everything else was clean.
A tricky stage. There's a lot of different ways you can shoot, and half the game is kind of trying to apply some strategy to it. So, given this group, you're probably bound to see a few more different ways of shooting it.
Oh, it's great. Lots of competitors here from all over the world. Biggest shoot on the planet right now. I think there's almost 500 competitors.
Start position, standing at P1 with garment in both hands, arms length. Hands should be holding the shirt and the shoulders with the parallel to the front of the body, gun loaded and concealed. The scenario, you are badgered into going to the mall with a loved one to do some birthday shopping. While looking at a shirt and trying to say nicely how hideous it is, you hear gunshots. An armed terrorist is right on top of you. Engage him and get out. The procedure, at the signal, drop the shirt, turn, and engage T1 with 2 rounds from close retention. Close retention will be defined by the strong arm being parallel to the center line of the body with the gun at waist height. Move to position 2. Engage pepper popper 1, T2, T3, and T4 in that order on 2 rounds each. Move to position 3. You will engage T5, pepper popper 2, T6 running man, and the last target T7. After you have engaged the steel and knocked the steel over, you may shoot T6 or T7 in either order. The runner and the last, or the last and the runner. Bang! You must engage these in sequence of steel, up, down, swinger, and static only. Cover. Unload and show clear, slide forward, hammer down, and holster.
Very challenging. Yeah, I like it.
What happened with it?
Yeah, this is equipment malfunction. Always full. My magazine always full. So it's really a problem. Anyway, I enjoy.
That was all right. Dropped a few points on that one swinger, but no misses, so time was okay. It's hard with the CDP gun. There's no extra shots. You just got to go 1 for 1. So it worked.
Okay, my equipment, outstanding. Everything ran extremely well. My pistol was made by Paul Liebenberg of Pistol Dynamics out of Palm Bay, Florida. Spot on. Used Wilson Combat magazines and Winchester ammunition, and everything ran extremely well.
I use Safariland holster and magazine carriers. I use an M&P, obviously, gun, and it didn't malfunction at all. Any malfunctions were me personally today. A 511 cover, it gave me no problems. Oakley's kept my eyes safe. Scott Spink's custom hearing protection. All my gear, it came through today. I didn't have any problems.
The equipment I use is a Smith & Wesson M&P Pro. That's tuned by one of the gunsmiths, Jimmy Dalton from the factory. Kydex gear is Comtech, which is a great product. Clothing, I'm using EOTech clothing, which is quality product. And as far as ammo, Winchester ammo I'm using through the gun.
In IDPA and what I shot here, I shot a Glock 34. That's a 9mm. That's the extended slide, so it's got a 5.3-inch barrel. It's the long slide. What that does over the Glock 17, the shorter version, is it gives you a little extra sighting radius, which helps with accuracy. The gun itself will not shoot any more accurately, but it helps the shooter shoot a little more accurately. You also actually gain a little bit of velocity in a longer barrel. So, and I do several modifications, nothing much. I mean, I change the sights and I do a little bit of trigger work. I put a little bit of skate tape on the outside, but other than that, it's a stock gun that I use. And I use a Kytac holster and mag pouches. And you need to be very familiar with your holster mag pouches. Everything you do is from cover. And when you train IDPA, you're training everything I do, draws, reloads, everything is from cover all the time. So, I mean, it's pretty basic. I mean, you need a gun, you need a holster, mag pouches, and you need a cover garment, and then you're good to go.
This is a Vickers count 15 round. You have 4 targets, okay? One target was 6. The remaining targets, the other 3, get 3 each. Here's the scenario. You and a friend are hitting some balls at a local batting cage when a gang confronts you. As you're trying to leave, one of the thugs gets in your face and says he thinks he'll pop a cap in your ass. You must defend yourself while drawing fire from your unarmed friend. Most cases, we want you to shoot the swinger. This time, gentlemen and ladies, we do not. That's your friend. The swinger will be your friend. All right, let's step inside here. Procedure: at the signal, knock over Pepper Popper 1 with the bat and engage T1 with 6 rounds. The higher you hit it, the better it is. Engage T1 with 6 rounds. You can do that standing still or while you're backing up, retreating. There is no cover in here. So that means what? You can't reload. Okay, let's back out. We'll go to P2. P2 is right here at this corner, using the corner for cover. Engage that target with how many rounds? 3, that's correct. All right, let's move to P3. Okay, you can shoot through the port from prone position. You can hit your knees, shoot around the corner, or you can stand and shoot around the corner. But the lower you go, the more target visibility you will have. Okay, does that make sense? Everybody good with that?
really, really good. Down 0 points, fired it clean. Pretty smooth. Didn't miss a thing with the baseball bat, so I was pretty happy about that, so good stage.
The overall feeling for the match has been really, really positive. The members have been very, very accepting of the delays that we had to have, and they just seem to have a really great time, had a lot of great comments on it. And the foreign competitors they've just been astounded. IDPA is looked at very different once you leave the U.S. because a lot of countries don't have the same defensive mindset that we have here. So they look at it as more of a pure sport aspect. And we tend to put a lot more self-defense principles into it, and it gives them a different feel when they can come here and shoot the match like this.
I'm pleased to report to you tonight that IDPA now has almost 20,000 members, and we have competitors in 50 countries around the world. We never imagined 15 years ago that the sport would have the growth it has had, but we live in a dangerous world, as you folks know, and we think there are still men and women who wish to develop their skills in a sporting environment, their defensive shooting skills, and we think that the sport will continue to grow. I know some of you have come from great distances to shoot in this match, this being our first World Championship, and I'd like to thank you for coming. I'd like to thank all of you for coming, and we look forward to seeing you next year.
Thank you, John. I too would like to welcome all the competitors to the inaugural IDPA World Championship. On behalf of headquarters and me personally, I am so proud to be a part of this historical event.
You know, this match was something, and you folks got to get out of the country and go shoot some other matches. When I went to Italy, I was impressed. The people, incredible. They come to our country and shoot, and until you go to another country and shoot, you really don't understand what you have to deal with. These competitors are incredible. They're fighting language, customs, and I just want to go over the countries that stood up and represented themselves here. The great nation of Argentina, Austria, Canada, Costa Rica, Denmark, England, Finland, Honduras, Italy, Mexico, Philippines, Poland, Puerto Rico, Russia, Serbia, Slovenia, Trinidad, Venezuela. Everyone. And Romania. I looked at this time and I said, I'm not even going to go play because it would just waste ammo and pollute the environment. Master Bob Vogel.
Thank you for joining us at the Shooting Sports Clinic right here after the IDPA Inaugural Championship. Thank you very much for showing up this morning. Thank you for wanting to take the time with us. We've been putting on these free clinics to have an opportunity to give back to the shooting sports. our guys are going around the country competing, actually going around the world competing, and oftentimes it's difficult for them to, step aside from a stage and answer questions or, try to help people out. They do the best they can. But in instances like this, we have an opportunity to attend a match, have stages that are set up, have you come and take a class from us and learn how to improve your performance overall in one of these stages, in one of these matches. And we plan on continuing to do these throughout the country to continue to help the shooting sports and to help the shooters. So to start right off, we'll go right across the members that we have here of the team. Starting here, we have Mark Rettel. We have Tom Carpenter. We have Bob Vogel. Super Dave Harrington. And the Supreme Commander himself, Tom Yost, also known as Silver Fox. We'll get into that later. What we're going to do is we're going to take 3 of the stages you fired. We're going to divide you guys up into 3 groups. And we're going to have Rettel and Carpenter take one group. Vogel, he's going to be a little greedy. He's going to have a bunch of you guys to himself. And then we're going to have Super Dave and Yost take the other group. And we're going to rotate you. So you're going to start with each instructor or each group of instructors. You're going to go through that particular bay. You're going to shoot that stage. You'll be critiqued. And then we'll rotate you to the next one and the next one. So that by the time you're done, you've had a chance to train with all of our guys and have a chance to see what your scores would have been like with this additional skill set. Have you guys brought your actual scores or your times? Good. That'll be good so you can actually compare how you're going to do. Okay? So just to give you a little background on what Panteo is, if you're wondering, Panteo Productions is a video production company. We produce instructional videos. So what you're looking at here is some of the instructors from the videos, and we cover everything from tactical training to competitive shooting, gunsmithing, armor training. So that's what we do. So if you ever have any interest in checking out our website, it's www.makeready.tv.
This was the one stage that was really totally different from any other stage in the match, in the aspect that you could do it however you wanted to do it. As long as you didn't break the 180, you could shoot just totally freestyle. So, coming up to this, I first walk on the stage, first thing I want to do is see all the targets and see where they're at. Obviously, don't know how well you guys remember this. We got 2 targets right here. We got the long one, the 20-25 yard one right through the window. And then down here, basically we have the 2 down there and the 1 around the corner. So number one thing that I have to know is where do I have to end up? I figured out right away I've got to end up clear back around this corner. So me just looking at this, I want to figure out a way that the first part of the stage is right here. Walking up here, I want to figure out, okay, this is totally freestyle, so I can, your imagination can come into play here. I want to figure out a place I can shoot all 3 of these targets without having to move at all. The last thing you want to do is have to shoot one and move and shoot the other one and move to shoot the other one. You want to shoot them all in the same spot. It saves so much time. So I finally, walking up here, I find a place, wow, right here, I can actually see all 3 targets. I look down and what do I see? A little stump right here. That kind of gives me a little bit of a reference point. We got to start back there on the little blue thing. There's one here and there's one here. So I'm looking, okay, 10, 15 feet right around the corner, right here. So right now I'm thinking, okay, it's totally freestyle. I can do this all from right here, these first 3 targets. So my plan was to come up on the draw. You're starting standing still. On the draw, I want to move and draw at the same time. A lot of people are going to draw and then they're going to move. You're fast by doing 2 things at once, not by moving fast. So, I can explode on the draw and I can get 10 feet at the same time it takes me to draw. So it all adds up. So I'm going to draw, I'm going to come up to here. This one was going to be my first target. And I can shoot this as I'm coming to a stop. Again, if I come here, stop, and then shoot it, I'm doing things in order. I need to do 2 things at once. So I can shoot this close enough and easy enough. I can come up and shoot this as I'm coming to a stop. I'm already here. I transition to that, 2 shots on that, and then if I set in the right position, bam, I'm right there. I don't have to do this or take a step or anything like that. I'm right there for that target. Now that one, I end up throwing 3 at it. I would probably do it again unless you really called 2 good shots. It's really a personal preference thing, but it's a 25-yard target through a little bit of a port there. So, you know, and you're looking to be good points. I mean, I'm looking to zero this thing or maybe drop, you know, maybe 1, absolutely no more than 2 though. So that's what I'm looking to do all at once. Now in the match, what I ended up doing was I shot. I had a few extra shots here, and I ended up going to slide lock down here. But if I had to do it again, or what I'm going to do here, what I think is the fastest way is to do a tack load all the way across there. I really think that's faster because you have to pretty much sprint 15 yards down here doing nothing. You might as well do something in the meantime. So that's my plan. I would come up into here, shoot this as we come into a stop. I'm there. 2 or 3 through the window, and then break again, just like I did on the draw. I mean, you really got to get going. Do my tack load, should have that done somewhere up into here. And at this point, I'm running hard. Coming up into this target, I don't want to shoot it from back in here. I want to shoot it kind of as I'm coming up, so that way I can get 15 yards of just totally sprinting, fast movement. So once I come up into here, I'm going to slow my sprint down, slow my steps down a little bit, as I'm getting ready to turn the corner, just to fire that 2 shots right there. Then I know I have to end up pretty much right here, 10 feet right here to shoot that target. So I come up in here, I shoot this, and then I'm actually going to break again. I'm going to break, have a few really fast steps, and that's going to be my next target. I'm coming right in on that. As I'm kind of slowing down to a stop, I got that one, and I'm set in the perfect position to rotate, and I'm right there. You know, I don't want to be too far over this way because then I'm close to the no shoot, and I don't want to move any farther than what I have to. So it's all about just the precise distance of movement and doing it at the right time. So that's what it's all about. I think I ran this, I was thinking 11 something before. So I'm going to do it with a tack load here and see kind of what we can come up with. But you know, you got to have a plan. You know, just like I just spent five minutes just explaining this. This is something you all want to have in your head. You don't just want to see it, okay, I'll do that. You have to, once you come up with a plan, you get it in your head and you run it through your head how many times it takes, you know, 8 times, 10 times, 20 times, until you can close your eyes and you can imagine yourself doing exactly that. And what I do is I do that to where you can imagine doing it even faster than real speed. You know, so I'm closing my eyes and I'm seeing it as I'm seeing it behind the gun in real speed or even faster. And when I can do that and I don't miss a beat in my mind, then I know I'm gonna execute it out here. But if you don't do that, then you find yourself hesitating in a stage. Okay, what do I do next? You can't have any conscious thought in a stage. You can't be thinking once you shoot one part of it, oh, what do I got to do? Even if it's just a split second, it has to be instant. It has to be in your subconscious. The instant you finish one thing, you got to snap to the next. I mean, if you're going to be fast and quick, you have to have it in your head like that. So, you know, it's all about, this is one of the more simpler stages, and there's only a couple positions. But even then, it doesn't matter how simple it is. You have to execute it perfectly to have a good run. I probably should have slowed down just a little bit more because I threw one high there and one high there, you know, for 2 down there. I'm looking to do it to where I can do it 10 times and have a very similar score. You know, you don't want to push at a pace to where you're going to crash and burn and, you know, have something catastrophic happen and add 5 or 10 seconds. So you go at that natural space, that natural speed that you're consistent at. So you don't win matches on splits. There's a lot of people here can shoot faster splits than me. You know, I don't shoot fast in between shots. That's not what wins matches. It's the transition time, it's movement, it's everything else, it's accuracy. A lot of people get hung up on how fast they can pull the trigger on like doing a bill drill or whatnot. And, you know, you have to have a certain amount of speed to it, but it's everything else that matters. If you want to practice something, practice like a an El Presidente or something like that. That's much better to practice than a bill drill. A bill drill is not much skill involved. It's drawing and pulling the trigger. You're not transitioning, you're not movement, you're not thinking, you're not doing anything like that. So that's kind of the deal. Because yeah, my splits rarely get much faster than 20, especially when I shoot IDPA. It's very important to have 2 controlled shots. If you get hung up on splits, you're just focusing on pulling the trigger as fast as you can, and you're not seeing the sights come back. I'm seeing the sights almost every time, you know, jumping back and forth. So that's kind of what to do. Let me tape them up, and then we'll start running you guys through here and see how much you got some tape. All right. Good. Unload, show, clear.
Wasn't exactly like you, but
Slide down. No, it's all right. You did it well. You 13.95, so just under.
Wow.
Just under 14.
20:43 last time.
Wow, really? You did it different, I take it?
I did it the way you told me.
Okay. Well, see, look at that. That's like 6 seconds. And that's the one, again, that's the disaster factor you have to recognize. That's the one shot that's a lot harder.
Yes.
That you need to slow just a little bit more. So,
okay.
If you would have just done that, take a little extra time, put it on that, but even then it's a huge improvement because you did it in 6 seconds faster.
Cool. Excellent. Thank you.
Yep. No problem. What'd you think?
I thought it was great. It was a lot of good pointers, and obviously it helped with my time. Now I need to work on my accuracy.
Unload, show, clear. Slide down, hammer down, holster, range is safe. 1607. Couple of things real quick. On your draw, when you take off, you really want to get your gun pretty quick. You kind of took 2 or 3 steps and then grabbed your gun as you were going, so you kind of want to get to the habit of going to it real quick. Not only to get it out, but you get your grip really quick. That way, when you reach down for your gun, your body's not all moving around. So that was good. And then at this, if you get it, just came in a little bit farther because when you shot, obviously you nicked the no shoot here. Actually, you probably wouldn't get it because it didn't break the perf, so you're good there. But you're pretty tight, so if you're about another step this way, it gave you quite a bit more space. Other than that, you did it the right way, though. You always got to be the failure to neutralize is the one that you always got to have in the back of your mind. Yeah. So that's why on a questionable target, a lot of times it's good to take an extra one.
Well, I cut 8 seconds off my time with
your
really? Advice, so thank you.
Well, no problem. All right, very nice. Unload, show, clear?
I did have that hesitation, you know, like you said. I did
a
think
little,
for a
yeah.
second.
It's all right, though.
So I improved my score, but I definitely hit better there, but then I hit a hostage.
Okay, definitely. Well, you're 5 seconds faster here, and you did better. Yeah, and that's the danger. That's another disaster factor. I almost did that, actually, too. I was like that far away. Yeah. And I knew it when I broke the shot. I pulled out of there thinking, I hope that wasn't too close. But it's just one of those where you got to recognize.
I think the biggest thing here that helped me was your strategy of one position
One
and trying
position
to get
right
3
here.
things done from one spot instead of I was moving the whole time when I did it the first time. So.
Yeah, that's a big thing right there.
Well, thank you. That's important.
No problem.
Release it. Okay, get the draw stroke, get the pistol into action. Now, if you look at the...
So I'm gonna have all of that business done. I'm gonna pick up the pistol first.
A little more focused.
If I'm here, I got better control and stability over that gun than I'm just pressing out. A lot of my drills I do when I practice are from this position. Boom, because you do that so much. You only have one draw stroke usually at a stage, but you have a lot of press outs in a stage.
One, so without force, so two. But you had problems.
Yeah.
But you kept going, you didn't stop. That's the main thing. So always finish the thing. You know, what we're basically doing is training for concealed carry. You never give up. You finish the fight, always. No matter what it takes, you keep going till you're done. Reload, tack reload. I grab my mag, my new mag first. That's a tack load.
Thanks, Tom. Thank you. Not a problem. Good day. Mark, thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.